all. Yes. I just want to make mention for any individual, yes, man or woman, right, that thinks that they're involved in my life. Pooch. There's what's called the authority of law. Now, let's say that you're a woman, yes, and you believe that a woman has a right to do with her body what she wants to without telling her husband. That's good that you believe that. Oh. And then you're a woman that thinks that you should talk to your husband about what you're doing with your body. And that's good that you believe that. My concern is that I'm being obstructed from suing. Now we're going to find out exactly who's right. Now, I'm going to want to use the court system today. So, for any adult or young adult or maybe even teenager, yes, that thinks they have a fucking thing to say about what I do, you can wait for the lawsuit. Now, yesterday I informed you of marriage fraud. Yes. hmm Then, for the last 2 years, I've informed you of dissolution of marriage fraud. Ouch. So, for every adult in this nation or any nation of the world that thinks that they have a fucking thing to say, you don't. You have nothing to say. Now, this is a declaration of Jessica L. Hodges. Oh, and Jessica was, well, she was 14 at the time that she made that declaration. My non biological stepdaughter, yes, that I never adopted, yes, and I did not receive any child support for. That's what I said yesterday, yes. Now, for you to include her declaration in my dissolution of marriage, there's a big problem there. I intentionally went to child support services and made sure that Heidi received all the child support for Jessica L. Hodges. Now, as a stepfather, I did move to Vancouver so that she could go to the Washington State School for the Blind. And whatever opinions she might have about my parenting, yes, this idea of putting anything in the actual vagina or womb of my wife while one of my sons is gestating, coach, I have a big problem with that because I'm the father of 5 sons. So I wanted to remind every adult citizen of the United States, I'm going to want to use the court system, and then I'm going to want to speak to Heidi Lee Budnick, the woman that I married, yeah, and find out if there's any truth to anything that I've been explaining. Now, is there a judge in this state or any state that doesn't understand the problem of doing any medical procedure, yes, where I wasn't in the room because I was watching all the kids, yes, and if it was done anything different than what I had experienced with my own, I'm gonna fucking sue right now. So your bullshit about my personal life, yeah, you can just shove it right back up your ass. Now, uh, there should have been no declaration of a non-biological stepdaughter where I never received any child support to support, and I did support her because I moved my family to Vancouver so she could go to the Washington State School for the Blind. Child support worksheets, I never got those. Ooch. Motion and declaration for temporary order, I didn't get that. Notice of the hearing for October 5th of 2012, yeah, didn't get that. Didn't get any notices of settlement conference setting actions, yes. Didn't get the sealed confidential reports. Oops, didn't get a declaration of Heidi Budnick. She declared that she mailed. Did I talk to you about that mail fraud? Oh, temporary order. Parenting plan, temporary order of child support, motion hearing, trial clerk setting. Yes. Mail returned unclaimed. Oh, on January 14th of 2013. Now, I just wanted to again, yes, reiterate to every adult in the United States of America that whatever I do as a citizen of this great nation, you can find out after I do it. Okay? All of you that think that you have a fucking thing to say. Now, I'm going to want to use the courts of the United States and quite possibly the courts throughout the world. Now, this idea of the agenda, you know I said anything of truth. Yes. I want my sons, and since I know this is a fraudulent dissolution of marriage because you didn't have reciprocity, yes. And you didn't give me any documentation, yeah. And I didn't get any notices of court hearings, yes. And I didn't get the dissolution of marriage, coach. You can remove your fucking fraud today. And then we're going to find out about the marriage fraud. Oh, yeah, I'm not too happy about this whole idea of sticking a ultrasound wand up the vagina of my wife while in her womb is gestating my son. I'd like to know how Benjamin is, yes, considering the international child abduction known as baby snatching right now. Did you want to tell me as an American citizen what? You can find out what I do after I do it. Okay? So every one of you can shut the fuck up.